My name is Ed Sayres, and I served as the CEO of the ASPCA from 2003 to 2013. I started my career at St. Hubert's Animal Welfare Center in New Jersey in 1974. And I was hired primarily to develop an education program for children. But with a staff of 10 and about 3,000 or 4,000 dogs and cats coming into the shelter every year, you wore many hats. And at the time, probably 80% of the dogs and cats that came into our shelter had to be euthanized for space. It was an incredibly compelling first year, and it just motivated me so incredibly to just try to stay in this field and make these outcomes different for dogs and cats. In 1981, I became the president and CEO of St. Hubert's. And so full responsibility to develop that organization, and we developed all kinds of programs, pet therapy programs, dog training programs. Adoptions began to go up, and PetSmart recruited me to be the first director of PetSmart Charities. I was the first animal welfare person in the PetSmart building. Today, PetSmart Charities is the largest funder of animal welfare organizations in the country. While I was at PetSmart, you're probably aware of what came the no-kill movement. The idea that we didn't really have to keep sheltering in the way we were doing it, in the traditional way, that we could dramatically improve our live outcomes for dogs and cats, and it was termed the no-kill movement. And the first organization to actually achieve that was the San Francisco ASPCA. The president of the San Francisco ASPCA, Richard Avanzino, he began to implement those programs, and they worked tremendously. It was a completely different situation. So different that on April 1st, 1994, Mr. Avanzino declared that San Francisco was the no-kill city. So while I was at PetSmart Charities, and I was giving grants programs, and actually favoring communities that were implementing kind of no-kill strategies, Richard Avanzino calls to say he's leaving the San Francisco ASPCA and that he's recommended me to succeed him. So when I went to the San Francisco ASPCA in 1998, I had a very strong relationship with the animal control director, with the community organizations, and basically just kept building on Mr. Avanzino's work. And I was pretty vigorously running San Francisco ASPCA and lecturing around the country on how to do it. And I got a call from the ASPCA, would I be interested in coming to the ASPCA? So coming into New York City and coming in to have a position like the CEO of the ASPCA, I had 30 years of sheltering experience. So the national outreach program at the ASPCA was primarily shelter experts, and the shelter experts did have a small grant fund that they could use to award grants to local organizations. And when I came to the ASPCA in 2003, that grants program was about $500,000 a year. When I interviewed at the ASPCA to consider taking the president position, I said, that grants program is going to have to get a lot bigger if we're actually going to help shelters.